Good evening, folks. This is Timothy McMeans for Country Wit and Wisdom, and I'm here to tell you a story tonight. I wrote this story about a year ago, and it's about a gentleman who was a member of Pickett's Charge at the Battle of Gettysburg. So I hope you enjoy it. The fog was so thick that you couldn't see more than a stone's throw away. It was very early in the morning, and most of the men were still asleep. He, however, could not. Something spoke to his spirit that told him this day was not like other days. The air was warm and muggy, promising an extremely hot day to come. Sitting by the campfire, he noticed that there was a pot of stew hanging over it. However, he had no stomach for food this morning. The very air had an ominous feeling to it, as if it were holding its breath. This would mark the third day of battle at Gettysburg. He was a member of Major General George Pickett's group and had been for some time. He had a premonition that today would be a turning point in the war. Some people referred to it as the war between the states. Others referred to it as the Civil War. Well, to him, there was nothing civil about it. The very notion of it tore families apart, pitting father against son and brother against brother. He had another name for it, the War of Heartbreak, for that is what it caused. Reaching into the leather bag sitting beside him, he took out his Bible and began to read. Opening up to the Gospel of Luke, he came across the following passage, Luke 12:53. A father will be divided against his son, and a son against his father. A mother against her daughter, and daughter against her mother. A mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Could it be that the Master from all eternity saw this bloody conflict? It sounded to him like it had. Even his own family had been torn apart by the ideology and morality of the conflict. He remembered the night before he had left to join the Confederate cause. His older brother and he had gotten into a terrible argument, each standing on their own principles and willing to die for them. He had prayed every day that he would never see him in battle, across that small, deadly space, where life and death were decided with a finality that no man is ever really prepared for. So far he had been blessed. He had not seen him in any battle. But the longer this conflict went on, the better the chance was that one day they would see each other across the bloody field. What would happen then? He did not know, and he didn't like to think about it. Closing his Bible, he placed it back in the bag and took out his tin cup. What he needed now was some coffee. A pot of it was sitting in the coals, so he poured himself a cup. By this time, the sun had started to rise and burn the fog off the field around him. Beams from on high poured down, turning all it touched into gold. It reminded him of a passage of Scripture that said, "The city in heaven had streets paved with gold." Well, this certainly wasn't heaven. After what he had witnessed the last 2 days, it was more like the bowels of hell. Even now, he could still hear the screams and cries of men as they met their final demise. Finishing his coffee, he put the cup back in his bag and took out a small pad of paper and a pencil and began to write. Dearest one, it is early morning, and I cannot help but think of you this day. I don't wish to alarm you, but my heart has warned me that this day will not be like other days. There is a darkness and an evil in the air that I cannot readily give an answer for. I feel as if a storm is about to break forth that will wreak havoc across the land. My love, I write this to you because in my spirit I feel that this could very well be my last day. If it is, I wish for you to know how I feel about you. Although our courtship has been short, I have given you my heart. From the moment I laid eyes on you, I have loved you. Your gentleness of soul and beauty both inside and out have captivated me. More than that, my love, it is your essence of goodness and strength that has been such a gift to me, and far more than a simple man like I deserve. I feel if I survive this day, then I'll return to you, and we can finish the plans that we started. More than anything, I wish to make you my wife and have you by my side. I wish to build you a house and together fill it with the blessed sounds of children. I wish to grow old with you, dear one, to share crowns of silver in our old age, to hold hands in front of a warm fire, and share smiles that convey more than mere words ever can. Time is growing short, and duty will soon call, my love. I do not know what will be required of me this day. Perhaps it may be my very life. Know that I will perform this duty out of my love for you and for the love that we wish to build. I also perform this duty out of love for my brothers that I serve with and for the very land that is beneath my feet. I ask that the Master grant me the courage and strength to not grow faint in the heat of battle and to remain strong to the end. If I do fall this day, dear one, know that I will always be with you in spirit. I will watch over you from on high, if I'm blessed to be with the Master in his kingdom. I only ask two small things of you. The first is that you pray for my eternal soul. The second is that you go on with your life. If you are called to marry another, please do so with my blessing. I wish for you to have a full and happy life. Time is growing short, my love. I must leave you for now. I send you my thoughts and my love across the miles. May the Master and his angels watch over you. With that, he signed his name and pinned the letter to the inside of his jacket, to be found there if he fell this day. Gathering his gear up, he made himself ready for whatever would come. He had made peace with both heaven and earth. He was ready. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this story, my friends. I appreciate it. If you liked it, please share it and also hit the subscribe button so that you'll be notified of my upcoming stories. Take care, God bless, and we'll talk again soon.